with it.
Mega Man, Mega Man, Blue and Cyan, signed your biggest fan, Mega Stan. Released in December '87, the Mega Man character was created by one of these guys when they asked the age-old question, what if Super Mario had a gun? After Capcom mashed a ragtag team of like 6 dudes together, the NES classic was finally born. And over the course of nearly 40 years, this iconic piece of fiction that did not rip off Astro Boy still stands the test of time today. It's a shame there hasn't been a new game in almost 7 years.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's reached! Oh, Mega Man!
And that got me wanting to go back and explore the series again. I've played all these games like a million billion times, so I decided to make things a bit harder for myself and do what I call the Pro Mega Man run. The rules are simple. Mega Buster only,
Asterisk
no rewind or save states,
in the Legacy Collection.
and no major glitches, which I'll talk a bit more about later. And a game over equals a full game restart. Ugh. I'll explain all the tricks and strategies I use along the way, so maybe someday you too can be a pro at Mega Man 1. Ah, the Mega Man stage select. If you suck at a stage, just pick a different one. And if you suck at that one, just pick a different one. We've got 6 robot masters to beat before taking on Dr. Willy's castle. But where to start? Every stage has its own benefits to starting with it. Except you. But I'm feeling very milquetoast today. The Starbucks line is long and Maroon 5 is on the radio, so I'm just gonna play it in the same boss order I always do. Starting with everyone's favorite.
I'm going to make paper dolls out of you!
Nuh-uh. Cut-Man stage is the closest Mega Man gets to a proper first stage. It's easy enough. You get used to the controls and the way Mega Boy moves. It's light on instant death pits and spikes, so there's plenty of room for error. As far as tricks go, the stage is pretty light on difficult sections, but there are some things you can do to make it easier. This bit where you need to climb down past this little walnut dude can be made pretty trivial by jumping through this bit. You'll wrap around to the bottom of the screen and you can just climb down to the next part. By the end of the level though, you get to this guy, the Big Eye. This big guy can do one of 2 things, jump high or jump low. If he jumps high, you can just run under him no problem. If he jumps low, but after all that, you make it to the boss fight. Man. Cupman's so frail. He's like the only robot master I can think of that has 3 listed weaknesses. He takes more damage from the Mega Buster, but is also weak to the Guts Arm and Firestorm. Glass bones and paper skin. The way Cutman's pattern works is that he'll run back and forth across the stage and only jump when he gets close to you. So as long as you run towards him, he'll jump right over you. He can throw his scissors on the ground or at the apex of a jump. He can also throw them right after he takes a hit, so keep that in mind. He takes pretty heavy damage and knockback from every shot though, so the best way to keep him under control is to keep pumping shots into him. A good trick is to run at him right after you avoid the scissors. It'll force him to jump so you don't have to worry about the scissors boomeranging back to you. If you loop the strategy a few times, he should go down pretty quickly. Cutman's weakness?
I'll kill him. I'll kill him dead. Like with a rock or something. Like a stone.
Just bash him over the head with 2 rocks. It's fine. It's fine. He'll be okay. It's fine. It's just don't tell Mom. Just don't tell Mom. Oh God. Oh God, he's not breathing. Well, that was easy. I didn't even die a single time. Hopefully the next level will be a walk in the... How come Mega Man doesn't do vertical levels anymore? Remember Elec Man? Many players consider this to be the hardest stage in the game, and honestly I can't disagree. It's not so bad if you know the tricks, but it can get pretty annoying. From the jump, the stage is a problem though. This first screen is notorious, but not impossible if you get the rhythm down. Try to land on the very edge of the platform and jump as soon as you land so you don't get hit by these Roomba things. Or you could just take a hit like I do. If you really struggle here, remember the rolling cutter can destroy them. The next few parts of the stage are pretty self-explanatory, but never get this health here. It's simply there to taunt you, like young millionaires and closed ice cream stores. Later in the stage, I always take the side ladder here. I'd say it's the easier side of the two, but who's counting? I know you're f***ing not. But then I get here. Oh my, what's this little beauty? This is the magnet beam, a weapon I regrettably need to beat the game. Aw, it lets you shoot at little platforms. Why come you try to get the magnet beam now? I hear you ask me. Don't you need to get rid of the blocks in the way and—
We're gonna break the game.
Now look, I know I said no major glitches at the start, but here's my counterpoint. This glitch allows me to bypass a section where I'm forced to use a weapon that isn't the Mega Buster, right? Which allows me to further stick to Rule 1. So, let's say this one's okay. Jake? Jake. Also, it's just really fun to do, and I can show you how to do it too. First, stand above this ladder. You'll need to hit down and the fire button at the same time to put yourself in this glitch state where Mega Man's above the ladder. After that, you're going to want to hit jump to fling yourself over to the left side of the screen. Second, jump as high as you can and hit right. It should put you in the wall over here. If you don't get it first try, that's fine. Just hit left to put yourself back and try again. Third, and this is the hardest step, hold right into the wall and then very quickly tap left. If you hold left for too long, you'll pop yourself out of the wall and trap yourself in a prison of mega hubris.
Help me. Help me.
You should be poking out of the wall a little bit like this. Keep lightly tapping left to inch yourself closer into the magnet beam. Fourth. After you get it, hit jump to fling yourself right down here. Hit left, and then hold right, and then hit left again to pop yourself out of the wall. And boom! You just broke a 38-year-old video game, you monster. There isn't much trouble in the rest of the stage, except that. But then I'm on to the boss of the level. Oh god, I hate him. But he's a cakewalk with the rolling cutter. It kills him in 3 shots. Coincidentally, that's how many shots it takes for him to kill you. But I don't get the luxury of using his weakness in the pro run. I have to do this in a cave with a box of scraps. So here's the only way I can find to beat a Lek-Man with the Mega Buster. Oh boy. At the start of this fight, I shoot a Lek-Man when he raises his hands. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him again. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. Just like that, a Lek-Man is dead. Oh, by the way, if you mess this up once, you die. I took my first death of the run in this fight, so even now it's tricky. An annoying strategy for an annoying boss. Hopefully I won't have to deal with that again. You know, you've really got to respect how bold the Mega Man 1 devs were for deciding to introduce ice levels and water levels in the same stage. But it could honestly be much worse. The main difficulty of Iceman's stage is just getting used to these slippery physics. Mega Man already controls kinda weird in this game, at least compared to every other NES Mega Man game. He sorta gains momentum when he starts walking. It's hard to describe, but you'll know it when you feel it. Add ice physics onto that, and it makes for a really odd feeling control scheme. Oh hey, this stage also introduces a Mega Man mainstay, the disappearing reappearing block puzzles, which we'll call Bip from now on. Actually, how about just block puzzles? For how unforgiving Mega Man 1 can be at times, this is a pretty nice way to introduce the block puzzles. No instant death pits, no spikes, just a little Roomba in a pool of water that might hit you if you mess up. After a couple of those, I get to what I call the hardest room in Mega Man 1. This is called a Footholder, and I want him to burn in hell. The way these things move is completely random. They'll shoot at the same interval, but will change direction randomly every couple of seconds. Trying to get across these can be a real pain, but my main tip is just don't jump if you know you're gonna get hit. You can usually take a hit if you're standing in the middle of the platform without falling off, but jumping into a shot will almost always guarantee your death. It gets tougher in this second half when you need to dodge these flying penguins. Make sure you keep shooting and they'll usually fly into your bullets. I took my second death on this part of the stage. Annoyingly. Am I washed? Am I washed? With some patience and a bit of luck, you'll make it across. Or you can just be like everyone else and use the magnet beam to get across. Your choice. After another hallway, I've made it to another cool guy. Chill. The best way to describe Iceman is simple but tricky. All he does is move back and forth and shoots in the same pattern of shots. 3 up, 3 down. You need to weave through his shots in this exact way every time. Jump through here and fall into here. Once you get used to it, it's a cinch. The problem is the damage. Yeah, if he hits you, it takes a chunk of health. Weave through the shots and try to shoot him when he's on the way down or moving along the ground. However, if you want to make the fight simple stupid, just use the Thunder Beam. You shoot him 3 times with this and he's dead long before his bullets can even reach you. Pretty cool, right? Ah, shit, I did that one. I did that one. Chill.
Subliminal message, like and subscribe, and comment too, I guess, if you want.
You better stop! Stop!
Fireman's stage seems intimidating, but it's really not as bad as it looks. The main hazard to look out for are these little firemans. They'll shoot out of pits, so make sure to only jump past them after they're in the air. These fire bars here can also be a bit of a hassle, but you can use the Ice Slasher to freeze them in place to make it easier. But I can't use the Ice Slasher, so I try to jump past them while they're going down to ensure they don't rise up into me while I'm jumping. Also, I always get hit in this part here. I genuinely have no idea how to get past it. I'll jump like perfectly, and then I'll still get hit by the little fire. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Then I get to this bit. Alright, to get past this bit Buster only, I just need to strictly time my run to get past them. I got it this time. Shit. Damn it. Alright, this time. I got it this time. Come on. There. Alright, just like that. Then, you have to do it again. Oh boy. Damn it. Shit. Damn it. There. See? Just like that. So how do you do this with items? Alright, get past a couple screens with these missiles and Roombas and you'll end up at the Pain Packer. It's a Hunter x Hunter reference. Would you believe me if I told you Fireman is the easiest Robot Master? Fireman seems like a nightmare at first. He shoots non-stop, it seems impossible to jump over anything, and that little flame that appears below your feet always clips you when you try to land. How are you even supposed to beat this guy with only the Mega Buster? Easy. Let him shoot first. When you jump his first shot, be sure to press jump and shoot at the same time. Hitting him gets rid of the pilot flame at your feet and resets him to shoot the exact same way. And just keep doing that. Jump and shoot at the same time past every firewall. After a little while of doing that, he's done for. Weirdly enough, Fireman feels like the only Robot Master in the game who's harder if you're using his weakness, since the Ice Slasher doesn't shoot fast enough to loop him. So honestly, just don't use it. There's no reason to. The Ice Beam is practically obsolete here. Also, I never died in this stage. I never died in the stage. A lot of people choose to start with Bomb Man, but I tend to leave him towards the middle as a little treat for being such a good boy. His stage is dummy easy for the most part, harder than Cutman's for sure, but after Fire and Ice it shouldn't be an issue. Honestly, the only part of the stage I've ever had any trouble with is this part, just because getting hit by the walnut can knock you into the spikes and kill you. In Mega Man 1, invincibility frames don't mean invincible to spikes, apparently. So I try to shoot them before I jump on the first platform. I stand above here to avoid the 8-way shot, and I'm home free. Hey look everybody, it's Sniper Joe! I forgot how underutilized he is in this game. He only appears once in Mega Man 1, and it's on this screen. 3 times. Which is weird since he shows up in every Mega Man game after this. It's like a million game. His gimmick is he can always block your shots, and if you can believe it, the goal is to shoot him when his shield is down. Amazing. Messing around in my items run though, I found a weird quirk I haven't seen talked about anywhere before. Apparently, if you hit Sniper Joe with the Ice Slasher and then switch to the Mega Buster, he's just stuck open and you can fucking lay in. Also, if you jump into this little room, you can get an extra life. But don't bother fighting this guy because if you run past him, he does this. And it's really funny. After bungling my way through the hallway before the fight, I finally get to Bomb Man, who is kind of a pushover. If you ask me which of these guys is the most initially threatening, I'd probably vote for the guy casually chucking around bombs the size of a human torso. But he sucks! Bomb Man's pattern is simple. He'll try to jump away from you when you get close. After he gets enough distance, he'll chuck bombs at you. A decent strategy if you aren't literally fighting someone with a gun. He'll only throw a bomb after the last one exploded, so keep running to avoid them and switch directions between bomb throws. Shoot him while he's on the ground since he's basically a sitting duck and boom! He's gone. Just use this same strategy with Firestorm if you're using items and he'll die even faster. And just like that, the bomb has been set. I mean defused. Fuck! Can I take that again?
A man with guts and honor. I like that.
It's Goatman! I mean Gutsman! Gutsman's stage is the shortest in the game, but also the most infamous for a dastardly reason. Oh look, the Mets show up for the first time. That's adorable. We'll get more of these guys in the future. Then we get here, the Guts lifts. I hate this part. You hate this part. We all hate this part. Mostly due to Mega Man 1's weird jumping physics, this bit is way harder than it should be. If you're using items, just use the Magnet Beam to get past this bit. I showed you how to get it without beating Gutsman, so there's no excuse. If you're like me though, we have to do this the hard way. Honestly, getting past the initial lift parts isn't too bad. Just jump when you know for sure you're safe and not the moment you first see the platforms. Watch your jumps over these pits. I use these little blocks next to the drops as a marker for where to jump. The difficult part for me comes at the end. This last jump is a bastard due to the momentum weirdness of trying to jump off a moving platform. Try to inch near the end of the platform and jump right at the edge to make it across. But after that, the level is
Sweet berry wine!
Get past the Hammer Brother dudes, which are apparently called Picklemen, and you get to this choose your own adventure part. Take the middle path and hold left to get some extra health. Take the middle path again and hold left, and you'll get a chance to jump in an extra life. Aw man. One more big eye to get past and oh my god, it's him! Gutsman's fight is less tricky than it appears on the surface. Every time he jumps and slams on the ground, he staggers you. But against your better judgment, it's better not to jump. Let me show you. If you jump too late and still land into the stagger state, you still get stunned the full time. And if he's throwing a rock, you'll always get hit. However, if you just tank the stun, you'll get through the stagger state by the time he attacks, and you'll be able to jump around it. It's a weird quirk, but always works as long as there's enough distance between you and Goatman. Keep in mind every time he jumps straight up and down, he's getting ready to throw a block. Sometimes he has other plans though. Sometimes he'll jump his big guts ass straight into your mega body. In that situation, try your best to run underneath him, stay on the raised part of the arena, and take shots at him when he jumps. And after a while, he's out of there! With his weakness, the hyper bombs, try to aim at where you think he's going to jump so he'll get hit by the explosion. It takes about 2 seconds for one to explode, so time your shots wisely. After hitting him with it a couple times, he's gone to pieces. With all the levels complete and the Robot Masters down for the count, we can go after the final boss. Willy.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I always liked Wily Stage 1 a lot in this game. The feeling of breaking into the castle was done the best here. Starting in the courtyard, you have to get past these big eyes. It can be a problem, but if you're using items, you can use the ice beam to freeze them in midair and run past them. Then I get to the first real problem of the run. Remember when I made that scary voice say asterisk next to the Buster Only rule at the start? Well, this is why. Mega Man 1 is technically impossible to beat Buster Only due to this level. There's no way to get inside the castle without using the Guts Arm, so this is the first time I have to use items in the run. You can freeze these fire pillars on the way down if you want to get through here with items. Otherwise, time your jump super duper well to eke through each one. Keep in mind throughout all of these Wily levels that your weapon energy does not refill between stages. Whatever you use now, you need to make sure you won't need later. After having to use the Guts Arm a few more times because the devs hate me, I finally reach... 10 and 2, 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 please. I did it. Pro tip, when you're on this screen with the missiles coming by, you can just shoot them over and over again, just get a bunch of free extra lives. Keep that in mind if you're doing this stupid shit like I am. If you're using items, you can just use the magnet beam again to get past this. After that, this next screen is another reason Buster Only is impossible. This is why we glitched the magnet beam in earlier, so we can build our way through this part. If only we could break through walls. Other walls, smart guy. And after that, I'm at the boss of the stage. If you know, you know. Across the countless Mega Man games, there are few bosses that reach the level of infamy as this fucking freak. The Yellow Devil is a pain in the ass. Plain and simple. It has been for the last nearly 40 years. Even me, after fighting him a kerbillion times, I'd still call him one of the hardest fights in the series. He'll separate himself into little blobs and fling himself at you bit by bit. After that, his little eye will pop out and you'll have to shoot that to damage him. He does the same pattern every time, but his eye comes out at random points. The tough bit is here, when he shoots one of the blobs at your feet and one at your head, and then another one above that, so if you jump too high, you hit that one. Oh, and be sure to jump right before his eye pops out to make sure his bullet doesn't hit you. Cause yeah, he shoots. Truth is, you shouldn't Buster Only this fight. The Yellow Devil is one of those fights designed with his weakness in mind. Sometimes when his eye comes out, it's too high for you to hit with the Mega Buster, meaning you'll need to go through the whole next pattern just for a shot to hit him again. It sucks. But if you're really struggling, you can use a glitch I barred myself from using. The pause glitch. Remember earlier when I said no major glitches? This is one of them. Mega Man 1 is weird. Yeah, I know. But another reason it's weird is there are 2 pause buttons. One just opens the menu that lets you switch weapons like normal. But there's an alternate pause button that just stops the game. Because this game was programmed on a speak and spell, if you use the alternate pause button and unpause the game, it resets all the hitboxes. If you hit a boss and then just mash the pause buttons, they die instantly. It works against almost every boss in this game. Honestly, I don't like this glitch. It trivializes the bosses in the game, and that sucks. Bosses are one of the reasons I really like Mega Man. But back to the Yellow Devil. If you're using the Mega Buster, it only does 2 pips of health per shot, which means you'll have to weather 14 patterns, at least, if you're able to hit him every time. If you're using his weakness, the Thunder Beam, you can hit him no matter where his eye shows up, and it kills him in about 4 shots. But I can't. I'm sticking to my challenge. Buster only, Yellow Devil, or bust. Why would anybody do this? I don't know. Maybe in some ways I find it beautiful. And we all want something beautiful.
Mega Man and me fighting all the robot masters and shooting evil robots. He's shooting at you. Oh no, no, he's shooting at me in the Wily's castle. Fight the Yellow Devil, and he wants to be just like you. And my PS2.
I promise I won't sing again.
That's his eager face.
Wily 2 is a weird one. Most of it's just going through these rooms where you have to avoid these pits and whatever crap might jump out of them. Also, it starts the boss refights. Oh look, it's Cutman. See the earlier point in the video to know how to beat him. Oh look, it's Elecman. He'll get knocked back and run up again. When he raises his hands, I shoot him. He'll get knocked back. See the earlier point in the video to know how to beat him. Oh yeah, tips. At this point with the bombs coming out of the pits, don't try to weave between the shrapnel. You always get hit. Instead, try to jump around the outside. It's the only way you can really avoid them. When you start going down throughout the stage, you fight these little eyeball guys again. When I was going through with items, I found out you can just use the Firestorm to destroy them instantly, so, you know, love learning. In Buster Only, I just kind of bash my head against them now. After all that, you'll get to the boss of Wily 2. Some would say the hardest boss in Mega Man is yourself.
We remember your little accident in the laboratory.
Don't sue me, alright, but I genuinely think this fight is harder than the Yellow Devil. Maybe I've just had more practice. Any weapon you try to use on him, he'll use on you. I've heard some people say Firestorm is a good method to take him out easily, but I've never had much luck with it. Instead, here's my patented strategy.
Certified original.
Interesting fact, Mega Man Copy actually uses the same AI as Elecman. He'll patrol left and right between the stage shooting every so often. However, you can't do the Elecman loop on him since he doesn't have an animation before he shoots. Instead, take advantage of the fact he'll jump every time you fire. Hug the left wall and shoot at him while jumping to force him to jump into your bullets. He won't always jump at you and will only jump in the direction he's currently running. So you can get him into this weird loop where he'll keep jumping into your shots and jumping back towards the other side of the stage. Keep trying to force him into your bullets over and over again, and after enough time he should be scrapped. But honestly, there's a lot of random crap in this fight, so don't feel bad if you die. Like I did. Oh yeah, Wily 3, oh my god. I genuinely forgot about Wily 3. I honestly don't have much to say about this level. Use Firestorm to get past these eyes again, I guess. And in this part, with the water pushing you forward, just keep holding right and shooting constantly. All the penguins and bombs should fly into your bullets. There's some randomness though. Mega Man 1's weird if you pick up health or weapon pickups. Even if you don't have anything to refill, they'll still stop you for a second. After this extremely short level, you end up at the boss. This is CWU-01P. That just rolls off the tongue, huh? I call him Bubble Boy. Surprise! Bubble Boy is actually 7 Bubble Boys. Every time you destroy one of the Bubble Boys, another Bubble Boy will show up soon after. They'll pop out a random door though, so keep that in mind. Each one gets progressively faster and more dangerous. But luckily there's some Guts arm blocks in the middle of the room that'll kill them instantly. If you're using items, use the Buster to destroy the first 3 relatively easily. and then use the floor blocks to destroy the last ones that get more difficult. In my Buster only run, I tend to just hug the left wall and mash fire as hard as I can. If I'm lucky enough on their spawn rooms, I can beat them without even taking a hit.
Who got kicked off Top Chef last night?
What?
Try it again. No, you did it wrong.
Who got kicked off Top Chef last night? This bread sucks my ass. When they putting out the new bread?
Here it is, the final stretch. Wily Stage 4. And hey, Gutsman. In gold!
14-karat gold!
The stage is pretty simple at the start. The only problem in it is when you get to this bit with the guts lifts. You'll have to jump from here to this middle block and then back onto the lift. My advice is just jump a little later than you'd think, or just use the magnet beam. If you ride the lift all the way to the end, you get a life, and this pinwheel thing. This is called the Yashichi. It'll refill all your weapons and health. It's a largely forgotten Mega Man pickup, but appears pretty sparsely throughout some of the more obscure games. After you grab it, hop up to the teleporter to finish up the rest of your boss rematches. Man, the way Mega Man 1 does its boss rematches is like, really weird. In every other Mega Man game, there's a whole level dedicated to fighting every Robot Master again in this big teleporter room. But here you fight 2 Robot Masters in Wily 2, and then 4 Robot Masters in Wily 4? Why not just make it 3 and 3, or all 6 in one level? Get it together, 1987 Capcom! Either way, you'll be fighting Bomb Man, Fireman, Iceman, and Gutsman in that order. Use the strategies I showed you before to defeat them pretty quickly. Thank God Electman's not here. Oh my god. And after you take out the 4 freaks, it's time for him. Wily Machine 1 is probably on the easier side of Wily Machine's IMO. His first form, he'll fly back and forth and lob these projectiles at you. That's it. He's weak to the Firestorm, and it takes him out mad quick. But for Buster only, try to run between his shots back and forth, and only shoot at his gun while you're running towards him. Once his second form comes out, he'll be shooting this spinning ball at you. There's a little sweet spot right in this area here where he literally can't hit you. Wait for him to shoot and then just jump and keep attacking him. He's weak to the Thunder Beam, but the Mega Buster is totally viable here too. Keep looping it, keep looping it, keep looping it, and it's over! Wow, I actually did it. Mega Man 1 Buster only with no game overs or save states. Congratulations, me! And we finally get to see Mega Man without his helmet. Oh god!
Oh, hell no!
But honestly, I hope you enjoyed this little project. I hope to be able to go through the rest of the mainline Mega Man games in this format and keep this Pro Series thing going. I have plenty to say about every other Mega Man game in the franchise too, along with tips and tricks and some jokes that might not land. I also have like another 1 million game franchises that I'm also a big nerd for, so hope to get to those someday too. But let me know what you'd like to see, what you think needs work and what you didn't like, what you did. Tell me if you hate me, tell me if you love me, and I hope to see you back at the channel soon. See ya.